Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Subject computer application for 12th standard C section. Last class we completed the chapter 3 MySQL. Now we are going for new chapter number 4, Introduction to Hypertext Preprocessor, part number 1. In this session we are going to discuss the following topics: Introduction to Hypertext Preprocessor, various server-side programming languages, global usage statistics, client-server architect, server-side scripting language, web server installation and configuration file, web development concept. Let's start our class. First topic is Introduction to Hypertext Preprocessor, that is PHP. So PHP is also known as Hypertext Preprocessor. So what is Hypertext Preprocessor? In today we are in the internet era. Internet and web-based online applications are performing very important role in business as well as in entertainment industry. When this emerging period starts, its evolution, the web-based internet application ensures the success of critical business in real-world competition. The legacy programming languages did not meet out our expectation of the latest internet concept and execution. So when internet started evolution, we need a different kind of programming languages except our legacy programming languages. Legacy means older version programming languages, so which works on a single system. If you want to work the same program in another system, you want to separately install on that system. So this type of programming languages are used before the web-based internet programming languages are introduced, before the evolution of internet. So the evolution of internet starts from 1990s when British scientist Mr. Tim Berners-Lee introduced the concept of internet and world wide web. So of course in our first year we learned about HTML, Cascade style sheet, JavaScript and other web page designing tool languages like HTML and Cascade style sheet. So very first in 1990s, Mr. Tim Berners-Lee introduced the HTML language from which the internet era starts. Then the World Wide Web also starts. So after the introduction of the internet and World Wide Web, we need a different kind of language which work on network communication. So the basic concept of HTML is creating web pages. Web pages is a pages which can work on any platform. Here platform refers to operating system. So before introduction of the web pages by Tim Berners-Lee, uh, different types of operating systems are used by the global users. Now also they are using different types of operating system. Some use Windows, some use Linux, some use Unix, some use Macintosh, some use Apple. Based upon the requirement, the operating system also varies. So if the global users want to share any file, then each and every time they want to convert their data into the suitable form of their own operating system. So to overcome this problem, Tim Berners-Lee came up with a new knowledge called HTML, where we create a web page by using HTML language, which can be understandable by all operating system through a browser. So of course, after introduction the web pages, we need some more development in these HTML web pages, because HTML web pages are static web pages. It means we can only share message, we can only give message to other user through web pages. If you want to communicate, if you want to do some programming, if you want to do some commands online, then there is a problem rise. To overcome this problem, many software engineers came up with a new ideas. So one of the software engineer who came up with a new idea called PHP, namely Erasmus Lerdoff, in 1994 came up with a language called PHP, is one of the important server side web and general purpose scripting language. So Erasmus Lerdoff in 1994 introduced PHP, otherwise called Hypertext Preprocessor. It is very simple and lightweight open source server side scripting language. So here we should understand the two things. One, What is lightweight? Lightweight means the programs written in PHP are very less in memory. And then the another thing is open source. Open source means PHP softwares are free of cost. There is no need to pay to anyone for using PHP software. Next one is server side scripting language. Of course, we detailedly discuss this topic, server side scripting language, in the upcoming uh, topics. Now we are going to next topic. It can easily embedded with HTML and other client side scripting languages like CSS, Cascade Style Sheet, and JavaScript. So here we talk about two languages. One is server side scripting language, another one is client side scripting language. HTML, CSS, that is Cascade Style Sheet, JavaScript, which we learned in +1, are comes under client side scripting language. PHP is a server side scripting language. We can embed these two languages, that is server side and client side languages, into one unit very in a very simple manner. It also creates a dynamic and interactive web pages. So I already told HTML and CSS, JavaScript languages are used to create static web pages where we cannot do more than displaying the content in different style. But in dynamic languages, when we embed PHP in HTML or any cascade style sheet or a JavaScript languages, then we can create a dynamic languages where we can give online commands to data and produce new data. That means we can convert data into information. So these PHP and HTML languages are used to create real-time web development projects. So now one of the example for real-time web development projects is online shopping web pages, where we can see real-time products. That is the client who want to sell the product can display the content as well as the item details as well as the new offers, and he can bargain in online, and he can give offers online. It can happen in a real time manner. So these type of web pages can be created using PHP as well as HTML languages. Now various server-side programming languages are used in globally. Some of the server-side programming languages and their usage, and we are going to understand in this topic. So PHP is a famous server-side programming language. Of course, we should know what is server-side programming language in the upcoming topic. So here, PHP scripting language can be executed via an interpreter which is installed in the web servers or CGA, Common Gateway interfaces. The most of the web servers such as Apache, Tomcat, Microsoft IIS supports the PHP interpreter module. So these are the web servers which are used to interpret, that is translate PHP scripting language. So PHP is an open source community development initiative. It has many versions to ensure quality and easier web development. Of course, we know the current version of PHP is 7.3, released officially team on 30th November of 2017. So now finally we are here to discuss the client server architect. So first understand two things. Number one, in this internet era, there are two different computers are connected in a single point, and they are sharing the same application softwares, and they are communicating with each other, and they are giving some request, and some computer give response. So the computer which give request is known as client computer or client server. The computer which responds to that particular request is known as server system. So here server computer. So there are two computer. One is client computer which give request. There is another system called server system which accept request and responds to the request. So this is the content discussed here. In the evolution of network architect, various critical networks related problems are get resolved by client server architect. So this technique client server architect technique solves many problems. So through internet, which computer shares common application software, common hardwares. In 1990s, internet was emerging in the computer network field. The main objective of internet implies that an application shared by more than one hardware, either it could be a server or a client machine. So the two machines which shares the same application software is known as client or server machine. The machine which gives request is known as client machine. The machine which responds to that particular request is known as a server machine. Now we are going for next topic. The next point. The server is a high performance hardware machine. So in the client machine and server machine, the server machine is a high performance hardware machine. It could run more than one application concurrently. The client is a separate hardware machine which is connected with server in the network. So client machine is a separate machine which is lesser or equal to server machine, but server mostly machines server machines are more uh, high in performance and as well as their capacity. So both computer, that is server computer and client computer machines are connected through internet or intranet. It could send request and receive response from the server. Of course, we know the server and the client are also called as service provider and service requester. The service, so the server computer, it may be called as service provider. Client computer can be called as a service requester. The computer which send the request is called service requester. The computer which provides service, then this computer or server computer is called a service provider. So in client server architect, there are three classification. One is single tier architect, another is two tier architect, another one is multi or n tier architect. So first one is single tier architect. It is used accessed by the client. The client application runs inside the server machine itself. This acts as a single layer interaction. Here you can see these three computers. These machines are representatives of client machines. So here you can see these machines are represented as a client computers. This one is represented as, this symbol is represented as a file server. So client computers send request to server. Server computer responds to each client. So in this connection, when client computer software work inside a file server, client application software is work inside a server machine, then this type of network, that is this type of architect, client server architect, is known as single tier architect, where client computers applications are executed runs inside the file server. Next architect is two tier architect. In this two tier architect, client as a two interaction, such as client layer in one tier and server layer is one tier. Here you can see these computers are client computers. This symbol is represented as data server or server computer. Client application runs inside client and server application runs inside server. So they have two different layers. These layers represent two tier architect. This type of architect is known as two tier architect, whereas in single tier architect, single client application software are executed inside server, but here in two tier architect, client server applications are executed in client computer, server side applications are executed in server application, but both are shared in a single application. So server computer can be in a three or multi-tier architect, where client tier computer as well as server tier computer have their own layer, and the new tier called application server, which was introduced in the three tier architect, where one server can access many application servers. In the same way, one client can access many application soft server and give commands to single server system. So here you have two servers. One is application server, another one is database server. Both are server side computer, but application server is used to give commands to server database server. All the server applications are executed here. All the client server applications are executed in client client computer. This application server is simply used to give response to client as well as the database server, and used to get the data from client and pass to server computer. So this type of architect is known as three-tier architect or multi-tier architect. So now we are going to understand the what is server side scripting language. Web scripting languages are classified into two types. One is client side, another one is server side scripting language. PHP is completely different from client side scripting language like JavaScript. So JavaScript is a client side scripting language. PHP code entirely executes on web server, which is installed in the remote machine, and it is generating HTML code which is sent to the user. So PHP is a server side language. All the codes are executed in server computer, but JavaScript programming languages are client side server languages. So all the languages, all the commands of JavaScript are executed in client system. The user receives the HTML code and sees the website content via internet browser in their computer or laptop. PHP also support OOPS concept, that is object oriented concept. It is applicable to implement all object oriented programming features such as class object inheritance, which we are going to discuss in the next chapter. Now we understand there are two types of language. One is client side scripting language, another one is server side scripting language. Client side scripting language example is JavaScript. All the content, all the commands are executed in client computer, whereas in server side scripting language, all the content, all the coding, all the commands are executed in remote computer, that is server computer. But the results are sent to the client computer from the server side scripting language in the form of HTML, which can be viewed through browsers. So here we are going to see how to install a web server installation and configuration file. In your book you have 5 different steps to install an Apache Foundation web server, but I already told you in the third chapter we want to install a WAM server software, which is which is very easy, and which is under our practical session. So try to install WAM server. If you want to have any doubt, if you have any doubt, you can ask me. So now you just go through these 5 points. It may be asked in the public examination. So that's why I put here the 5 points. So, but practically we are not using Apache Foundation. So what we want to do, first step, we want to download the Apache web server from the Apache org database web page. After that, we want to install MISI file for Apache. Then in the step 3, to test the installation Apache, we want to enter the URL localhost is to 130. So 130 is the URL ID, default URL ID of Apache Foundation, or 130.130, which is automatically accepted by the Apache server. After that, in the administrator user, we can restart the web server. After installing the testing the installation, in the step 5, we can configure the web server in the http.conf is located in the config directory. So based upon our requirement, we can change in this directory. So next topic is web development concept. So web development concept describe in detail about website development hosting through network. The process of development also include web content generation, web page designing, website security, and so on. So what is web development concept? So web development concept means we want to develop a web page where we want to give some information to the client and get the attraction of the client and do some business and learn and earn the money. So for that we want to develop the web page. For developing web page, we want 3 or 4 basic things. Number 1, web content generation, web page design, and web page security. So without content we cannot create web page. Without design we cannot establish our content, or we cannot communicate the content to client, and without security we cannot provide better service to the client. So how PHP script work? So next topic we want to see how we can create a web page using PHP scripting language, server side scripting language. So website or web page is developed by the programmer using PHP. Finally, entire their website codes are moved to web server path in a remote server machine. So we can create web pages in the computer by using PHP scripting language and embedding with the HTML. But finally, all the PHP scripting languages are moved to web server. It means all the codings are moved to the web server. When we see the final result, we cannot view the coding of VPHP, but we can see the coding of HTML, because HTML is the client side programming language, but PHP is a server side scripting language. Now, how PHP work? First, from client side, the end user opens a browser, type the URL of the website or web page, and initiate the request to remote the server machine over the network. It means simply we are going to type the URL to open the address of the table. For example, if you want to open flipkart.com, then open the browser, type the flipkart.com. Then this is the first step. Second, when you type the flipkart.com in your browser, the request is sent to the server side. After receiving the request from the client machine, the web server tries to compile and interpret the PHP code which is available in the remote machine. So the server machine search all the web pages which matches the flipkart.com and try to execute the PHP coding in the written in the inside that web page, and try to respond to you. In the next step, next a response will generated and sent back to the client machine over the network. So the server will give the response to you. Then you can see the flipkart.com web page is open in your browser. So finally, the browser which is installed in the client machine receives the response and display the output to user as shown in figure. So in this figure you can see, so we are using a browser where we give some request. It means we are going to open some web page. It may be Google, it may be Flipkart or Amazon. So when you give a request is go to the Apache. Apache is a web server which server accept the request and try to search all the data in the web server or file servers, and after finding that particular web page, process the PHP coding inside web server and give the result back to the user. So the third step return the result to the server return to the browser. So here in browser we can see the web page. This is how PHP script work. So now we are going to see how we can create a PHP program in HTML. So PHP can be written in three different syntax. Programs can be written in three different syntax. One is default syntax, another one is short open tags, another one is HTML script embedded tags. So here you can see the default syntax. So default syntax starts with a angular bracket with the question with the letter PHP. After that you want to type the PHP coding. After completing the PHP coding, type the question mark and close the angular bracket. So in this image you can see this is the open PHP tag, this is the close PHP tag. Whenever you want to type any PHP coding in the HTML page, you should type the PHP code within this two tag. So within this two tag we should type the content or PHP coding. So here echo is the PHP coding which gives the output on the screen. So within the double quotation after echo command, the string which is displayed on the screen. After completing the echo command, you want to terminate with the semicolon. This is the end of this statement. So the same statement can be executed with a short open tag. The only difference is in this tag we are using PHP letter, that is in default syntax, but in short open tag we don't want to type PHP letter, because we do some settings changes in the php.in in our web server. So to use this short open tag we should change the settings in php.in, then only we can use this short open tags. The third method for using PHP programming in HTML tag called script language. So here we type script language is equal to, within the double quotation type the PHP. So after type the PHP coding, that is echo command, and end the script tag, that is close script tag. So this is the three method of using PHP coding in HTML. So default one, where we use greater less than symbol, that is angular bracket, open angular bracket, question mark PHP. After typing required PHP command, close the use the question mark and close angular bracket. In short open tag, we don't want, the only difference is we don't here we need not type to PHP, because we should change some settings in php.in file in web server software. The third method is HTML script tag, where we use script tag. Within the script open close tag, we should type the PHP commands. Then only PHP command will executed. So now in this three method, we regularly use this default syntax method. So in this method, how we can use HTML? See, PHP script can be written inside of HTML code and save the file extension of .php. Condition number one. So whenever you embed any PHP coding in HTML, then you should save the file with the extension .php. Number two, the embedded PHP file get executed in the web server. The browser receives only the HTML code and the other client side files. It means PHP coding is not displayed in the browser. Only HTML coding will display in the browser when we try to open the source. So none of the raw PHP code is visible in browser, which means that PHP interpreter produce raw HTML file to the browser in the client machine. So here you are going to see how to create a file, PHP file. For that we have to follow a very simple 8 steps, and to create a PHP file, and to store the PHP file, to execute the PHP file. So step number one, open notepad. Here we are using a notepad editor for typing the PHP code. You can use any one, but here we are using the notepad word editor. So go to all programs, select notepad, select accessories, and go to the notepad. So notepad window will open. Here in the step 2, what we want to do after opening the notepad, in step 2 what we want to do, type the HTML and PHP code. So here we want to type the HTML and PHP code. Of course, here you can see the PHP and HTML code is already written. So here we want to type the HTML and PHP code. After that, what you want to do in the step 3, save your file in this path. So after typing the content, so here now I am going to type the HTML content. Simply copy this HTML content which is already written in this PowerPoint presentation. So I am going to copy this HTML content for a simple understanding and time consumption. So assume that we type the HTML content. Now here you can see different HTML tags are used, but the echo command, this is the echo command of PHP. It is written inside the PHP open and close tag, that is default tag. So in the presentation you can see these tags are highlighted with red color. So this is the PHP code. The green letters are called HTML code. So PHP code should be typed inside these two tags, open PHP tag and close PHP tag. Then only it will work. After that, what you want to do, save your file in this path. So in the notepad, go to the file menu, select save. So select the path mentioned in the, so what is the path? C:\, WAM64 WW. So in the C drive, go to the computer, select the C drive, select the WAM64. When you install WAM server, you can see this folder. So inside that, go to the web folder www. After that, what you want to do here, you can see ensure that save as type is all file and file name should be extension with the .php. So I'm going to type the file name here. The file name may be hello. Then type the extension .php. After that, change the save as type. Change the save as type as all files. See, you can see I type the file name with the extension .php and change the file save as type as all files and then press save. Now your file is saved. Then what you want to do, select W icon from the system tray. That means W icon refers to WAM server icon. Select localhost icon. So go to the WAM server. Now we are going to open the WAM server. So then only we can see the W icon in the system tray. So wait for few minutes. WAM server will install. Will going to open in the system. So you can see the W icon with red color. Now after executing all the services, this will converted into orange and finally it converted into green when it is ready for execution. So wait for a minute. When the W icon is converted into orange, then you can start using it. So wait at least till the W icon color is converted into orange. So here when you place the mouse pointer into the W icon, you can see local server, none of two services running. It means services not initiated is not executed. So it is executed one by one. Now here you can see the W icon will display on the screen in the system tray icon. This is the system tray icon. Here now this icon is converted into orange. So if you wait for a few minutes, then it will convert it into green. So it is converted into green. Now a browser, default browser is also opened on the screen. You can see that the default browser. So depending upon your system speed, this process will vary from time to time. Here you can see the web server localhost. So if you have any doubt, if this window is not open, then close it. Then you can choose the web server icon, go to the localhost. So after the localhost, what you want to do in the step 7, select the type the file name in the URL area. This is the URL area of the browser. So here we want to type the file name. So our file name is hello.php. So then press enter. Now you can see the output of the PHP coding first files output. So here you can see the coding, original coding. Here the online order list is from title tag, item details from H1 tag, order result from H2 tag, order processed is in echo tag, that is echo command from PHP. If you want to do some changes here, you can change here. So now I'm going to add a more echo command for displaying more content from PHP. Now I'm going to give some additional technique. So here you can see I'm using BR tag of HTML inside the PHP tag. It means we can use HTML tag inside the PHP tag also. After making some necessary changes, if you want to view the current result, then simply press the F5. So you can see the changes, so which was made in the original file. So this is the original file which is not closed. Now this is our first PHP program. So PHP should content should be enclosed within the open PHP tag and the close PHP tag. So close this original file. So this is the output of the web page hello.php, PHP and embedded HTML tag. When you try to open the source program, so In the web browser, right click inside the browser, go to the view source. You can see the same coding here. So see, the same coding is displayed here, but you cannot see the PHP tag. So here you cannot see the PHP tag, but the content are displayed. PHP command is hidden. It means PHP is a server-side program, so that's why all the PHP commands are stored in server, which is not displayed in the client system. So here WAMP work as a server computer. So because we are not connected to any internet, that's why WAMP server is act like a server, and our browser, our computer will act like a client. So close the local host. So this is how we create a PHP file. So I hope you understand the concept of PHP. So try this program. We will discuss all the other concept in the next class.